This one is probably going to be a quick one. I do want to apologize to all my subscribers about last week. Unfortunately, there are just some things going on that I had to handle and am still handling in my personal life. And of course, I did not want to let that spill over into what's going on here as far as me creating content. But unfortunately, real life happens to everybody, and I'm not immune from the trials and tribulations of life, just like Martin Lawrence said on Run Tell That. That being said, I am still going to do my very best to try to create content, regardless of, maybe the content that's actually, or news that's actually out there as far as what I cover, which is, of course, uh, primarily football and boxing. Now, I will start off with a nice little advertisement. Y'all go pick up Straight Drop Weight Loss Formula. All right? Straight Drop. Go get it. Okay. So, and shout outs to Black and CC for being entrepreneurs and getting that out. The product actually does work pretty good. Not pretty good, but the work it actually does work very well. You do have to make sure that you work out after you take it. Okay, do not make the mistake of taking it and not working out. You are going to not quite feel right. So yes, please, it is a pre-workout. Is a pre-workout pill. Please take it and work out. Once again, please take the pill and go work out. It works best when you do it that way. I myself have seen results. I've slimmed down, I think, quite a bit, even in the past month or so. And I've quite honestly haven't been on like a hard workout regimen or anything like that, despite the training vest. Um, I haven't been on a hard workout regimen, and it's still yielding results. So this stuff really does work. You just have to make sure that you're using it correctly and you're literally doing the work to make things happen. Now, and again, y'all pick up Straight Drop. All right, weight loss formula. Y'all take a good look. All right. Now, on to sports. So, football wise, as far as my Pittsburgh Steelers go, this is the week before camp. Uh, it's pretty dry as far as like news. Of course, I could jump into the Brandon Ayuk rabbit hole, but I'm not doing that. I think the fact of the matter is, if you're not willing to extend the contract of a very productive running back by the name of Najee Harris, I do not believe for 1 second that this organization is actually going to pay 26 to 30 million dollars for a disgruntled receiver that team has gone to the Super Bowl. Hey, what's happening, new Fat Boy Fitness? What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Thank you for dropping by, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I highly doubt that an organization that wouldn't even extend a $7 million um contract to a running back that was only being paid two is actually going to turn around and pay 26 to 30 million dollars for a receiver that's disgruntled from a Super Bowl team. It just doesn't make any logical sense, and it doesn't make any good business sense either. So, nah, I don't think Brandon Ayuk is coming here. Now, there have been, of course, some reports just stating that there were several Steelers players that was working out with both Justin Fields and also Russell Wilson to try to gain chemistry before camp. We shall see how that actually works out. There was a situation to where Mitch Trubisky was working out, and Mitch Trubisky had some folks come down when he was acquired from free agency a couple of years back, and then Dwayne Haskins, RIP to Dwayne. had come down to actually do some work with some of the guys as well. And excuse me, before he lost his life. And then, if I'm not mistaken, no, Mason sat out. Mason sat out. So he did not join them. He sat out. But it is good to see that both quarterbacks are actually just trying to build a rapport with the receiving core and or the players that they'll be trying to distribute the ball to. That's always a good sign. And before training camp is always a good sign too. Um, I think as far as the offense goes, and this is just a very early prediction, I think that they'll probably be a mid-tier offense. I think that they'll probably be 14th or 15th. I do not see them actually putting up these gaudy numbers or anything like that. The expectations for this offense are very grounded for me, and emphasis on grounded, which means that we're going to be running the ball a lot. I think that we will probably make sure that we have Russell Wilson in a position to where he does not have to carry the team on his back game after game, and that he can just basically be a good game manager. And of course, there's nothing wrong with being a good game manager. If you have a good running game and, of course, a dependable offensive line to make that running game work, you can also use play action from time to time to actually keep the defense honest. And if you have a receiver like George Pickens, um, the matchup, excuse me, the physical matchups will probably be favorable most of the time. And now, as far as our defense goes, I think that we'll still be solid. And I think that as long as we're still holding opponents under 24 points or right at maybe 21 points average with this particular offense, I think we'll probably wind up doing a little bit better. Like maybe we'll be able to average 24 points, and if the defense can hold the opponents to maybe 20 or 21, then we can win a few more games than what we previously have last season. Now, having said that, of course, the schedule is a lot tougher than it was last season. And so much so, it has Vegas betting thinking that we're probably going to be under 500 because of the way the schedule is actually structured and the opponents on the schedule as well. I seriously doubt that we'll go under 500. I do think that we will actually make the playoffs, and I do actually think that we may win a playoff game, barring any type of disastrous play from anyone or devastating injuries with an S. I'm thinking that, of course, Najee Harris is going to gain over 1,000 yards despite the signing of Cordero Patterson, and then also people looking forward to seeing more of Jaylen Warren. Um, what I'll say to that, and I'll re-emphasize, is this: you need a dependable workhorse, especially in this offensive system of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, that is actually going to make sure that they give you chunk yardage at a time, and that towards the end of the season, the production increases. Najee has actually shown that despite the yards per carry average. Now, he will have lower yards per carry at the very beginning of the season, but as the season actually goes on and more towards the last half of the season, maybe even the back 6 games, Najee Harris has production, excuse me, has steadily increased his production, especially against AFC North opponents, which is very important. I think that if we do not get a deal worked out with Najee, it's going to be a huge mistake, and I think that it is going to wind up hurting us more than what we think. I think that if we try to leave this in the hands of Jaylen Warren, I think that he may do well, but I do believe he will look like the other 30 to where, yes, you can when he plays, he'll be great. and then we'll have to use those two dreaded words when healthy. Okay, so we definitely don't. Well, excuse me. If, as Steelers fans, we definitely don't want to do something like that. But uh, again, if we're relying on Jaylen Warren, then we got to have somebody else that kind of stands in there and helps deliver. Oh, real person, real problems. What is it, son? Just a second, child. Oh, okay. All right. He's stuck at playing Spider-Man. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is this. I am going to try and wrap this up before my son just takes over the show. I'll probably be recording a part 2. Just bear with me. Thank y'all so much for tuning in for right now. Of course, this is just me, hosted by Brent Fox. I'll see you guys in just a bit. All right.